Hi, it's Peter Scholl with Scholl Construction. Today we're going to talk about something I'm very passionate about, ethics. I've been in the business 28 years already. Time flies. 13 of those years I worked for other people, and I got to see the industry from the outside and what I would do differently in how I treated my customers. And since I started my company 15 years ago, I've tried to stick with those ethics. I haven't always succeeded. I've definitely failed at times, especially when I'm bringing on new people and they don't understand the ethics that I started and my vision. But here's the bottom line. 43 years old right now. I go on 1 to 2 sales calls each day, and I continue to hear the same concerns, the same complaints about people in my industry. And frankly, it's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be associated with this type of behavior. One of the big ones is not calling back. So someone will call a construction company, and he or she comes and meets with the customer, and they just disappear. They don't call back. What's the reason? I don't know. Was it not a good fit? Were they too busy? Is it not the type of work they did? Whatever it is, you owe the decency to call your customer back and let them know what's going on. So give them a call back. Another big one is changes. Changes in construction are like death and taxes. They're unavoidable, and they're terrible. They're terrible for the construction company. They're terrible for the customer. Nobody likes paying extra money, and most construction companies do not like charging extra money because of the time it takes to figure out how to make a change eats up any potential profit that you'll ever have. But when you do need to make a change, you need to have it documented. You need to have that price out there up front before you do the work. I hear so many horror stories where the customer says, well, I asked them if they could do that, and they said, sure, and they did it, and then the bill came later, and they had no idea how much it was going to be. There's no reason to have that happen. You need to step back, take a day or two or an hour, figure out what it's going to cost, get it written on paper, get everybody to agree, and then move forward with making that change. The other types of changes that occur are ones that don't have a credit or an extra associated with them. Say you want to change the wall color from white to brown. The paint's the same color, the process is the same, but you need to document that because 3 months, 6 months down the road, nobody's going to remember why you changed the paint color or moved the shower head or changed the tile from black to white. So just get it written down in paper, have a process. Paper or email electronically, have a process where the customer approves the change you're making and approves it that it's documented. The other thing is I like to under-promise and over-deliver. Many of my competitors are over-promising and under-delivering. If the project's going to take 5 months, don't tell them it's going to take 3 months. Tell them the truth. You know it's going to take 5 months, or if you're experienced and you know enough, you know it's going to take that long. And you're going to have some weather delays. Don't go for the 5-minute smile or the 5-second smile. You got to be truthful and think of the long-term satisfaction that you're going for. The other one is starting and disappearing. I hear this one a lot. They came in, they started, then they disappeared. They had one excuse or another. This is when guys are typically trying to juggle too many balls for what they're set up for, or they're trying to meet their overhead for the year. So they start a bunch of jobs. They go to a bunch of different jobs. They start. They go to the next one. They start that one, and they go to the next one. They start that one, and they're jumping around in a big circle. And what they're doing is they're not pleasing anybody. At Scholl Construction, we want to get in and get out. The faster we can get the job done, the happier the client's going to be, the more likely they are to recommend us, and the more money we're going to make. There's going too fast where quality suffers, and there's disappearing, which is the most common complaint, and then there's the right pace where one trade follows the next trade and the job starts on time, goes through the schedule on time that was presented, and finishes on time. So that's the way you got to do it. Bottom line is, to sum it all up, keep the lines of communication open and honest for both ways, from the customer to the contractor, from the contractor to the customer, you're gonna be a lot better off. There's always surprises, there's always unknowns. Thank you for listening to my rant, and you have a good night, and we'll see you next time.